Yo, this is your boy Ringo TV Reactions. I'm back again with another one. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. What I want to talk about is a situation that took place today, and brother had hit me up right after I did my live stream earlier, and he informed me that his mom's passed away. So I want to make this particular video to offer him encouragement, and also for you good people out there to provide words of encouragement to keep him, on point during this difficult time. He's a supporter of the platform, and when he had contacted me, he said that he's pretty much on the way to the house, and I wanted to do something else, but I'm pretty sure he's busy. I had responded to him. He's seen the message, but I wanted to do more because I was asking him, like, what do you want me to do? Like, things like that. But, he's occupied right now. So, his mind is probably not thinking about certain things. So I'm just kind of just do whatever I'm doing now. And because I already been there. Y'all know that already. But the brother supports the platform. He's always sending me information, things to talk about. And he said his mom's passed away today. And he went to the house. He hit me up. He was like, bro, I need some encouragement now. Like, I need some encouragement. The first initial shock you get when you're in a situation like that, man, is you don't care about nothing. You don't care about nothing. All you concerned about is mom. You don't care about bills, jobs, car, nothing. And it's one of the worst things that can happen to any man or woman is to learn that your moms or your pops just passed away. So as you come into the stream, be respectful. Think about the fact that you have a mom, you have a dad. This is a brother who is most likely hurting. This is not a game. This is not a time to laugh. Matter of fact, to people that do stuff like that, you want to have fun and do stuff like that, you just curse yourself. Like, that's the ultimate type of evil. I don't even have to warn you anything. You just curse yourself if you even dare disrespect on a situation like this. It's not a game. All right. So if you come in here, offer support, think about your mom, think about your dad, think about the times in which you did and been through these type of situations. Some of y'all been through these situations. You had nobody to talk to. You had nowhere to grieve. You had nothing. So hopefully this video, because I'm sure the brother's probably busy taking care of business, doing what he got to do, he can come back, reflect on this, have a beer, and just, because I know I needed a lot, and I didn't have nobody to talk to. When my mom passed away, I had nobody to talk to. Nobody. You understand? I was alone. You might think, but you're a content creator. That don't have nothing to do with it. I ain't have nobody to talk to. And we're not talking about just wife, kids, all this other stuff. That's one thing. There was nobody there to talk to about the situation because it just came out of the blue. I believe I have a picture of his mom, but I'm not putting it out there because I asked the brother if he wanted me to. He never responded, so I'm not going to put it out there. I wanted to know her name so I can acknowledge her. So I'm just going to acknowledge her as mom. And I'm calling the brother Carl because I don't want to put his whole name out there. You know what I mean? But Carl lost his mom. There's an image on his Instagram that shows, and again, I'm not putting it out there. I'm just talking about it because it's a memory. And it's something that he has to remember, and it's just those memories, man. So I'm looking at it. I was going to use that as actually the thumbnail because I did this before for another brother when his pops had died, and I was supporting him during his difficult time. But in this particular image here, he says it looked like it's a Mother's Day. It was on Mother's Day, and it says that my sister took our mom to see Patti LaBelle. They had a ball. We could start there. Your sister took your mom to see Patti LaBelle. She had a great time. It was something that you guys put together. And I'm sure you got other videos, photos, and stuff of that time. When you lose a mom, man, it's like your world just turned upside down, man. You're angry. You're sad. You don't know what to do. You don't want to eat. You try to figure out why. At least for me, when my mom passed away of cancer, she was young. She was in her mid-60s. And that messed me up because I had so many plans. It was just too early. You know what I mean? She did so much for me, my brothers. She sacrificed. She had a rough life. So I'm sure this brother have similar stories of Mom Duke sacrificing all, doing the most to make sure the kids are taken care of, going through the good, the bad, and the ugly. You still got to love Mom, regardless of what the situation is. Whether you've been punished when you was a kid, she did whatever she had to do out of love. You know that. Even if she had difficult struggles, you got to respect Mom. Anybody disrespect Mom, they got a knuckle sandwich. It's just that simple. We do anything for our mothers. It's something about mothers that supersede fathers. Don't get me wrong. We got love for the fathers. The point is, Mom has a special place in our hearts, especially if you're a black man. And that brother most likely is grieving. And he's going to be grieving for a minute. He's going to have a lot of times where he's going to, you just got to take some time and reflect on the good times, like the old photos, videos. Now, I don't know her condition. I don't know what was going on because, it's up to him. It's not really important. You know what I mean? It would be for context purposes, but that's his personal family business. I'm just trying to be supportive as much as I can. I share my personal business straight. I don't care. My mom died of cancer. They told us that she was going to die. We knew she had a short time to live. And I didn't expect her to die that soon, So it kind of messed me up because we were going and visit her. So right after my live stream that I did earlier, the brother hit me up like right off. As soon as I got off the stream, he hit me up. He's like, yo, man, my mom just died, bro. Once he said that, everything just happened all over again with me again. Because it's like, those are the things you just don't want to hear. You know what I mean? That's bad news. Because it's like, what happened? How did it happen? What went wrong? And I don't want to ask the brother all his personal info unless he volunteer and let me know that, out of respect. That's why before I did the stream, I had hit him up. I was like, would you like me to use a photo of her? What's her name? Because I would like to acknowledge that, because sometimes you might have other family besides yourself that needs encouragement. So a video has a way of making people grieve, mourn the loss, and it helps them to get through. Even if it happened today, 2 weeks from now, a family member may come back and watch this video and be appreciative that somebody was speaking. Sometimes this video may be used at a funeral and people will be appreciative of that. You understand? So again, as you come in, man, just be supportive for that brother. He's most likely gonna watch this video later on or whatever the case is, because he's dealing with all these issues right now. Because he didn't respond. He saw the message, but he didn't respond, and I understand why. You know, you're busy. You got enough on your plate right now. The last thing you want to hear is anything. Your mind is all over the place. You know, some people, they can't function when they hear news like that. Those of you out there that lost your mom or your pops, you know what that is. It's not a game. You know, when that happened to me, I tried to be at work, couldn't work. I tried because I had nobody to talk to. So I figure I'm going to work. Maybe, you know, I could talk to one of the guys at the job. You know, it didn't work. I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't do nothing. I was just sitting in a corner somewhere outside, letting time burn. I didn't care about work, and I didn't care if I got fired. I didn't care if I got a memo. I didn't care about nothing. And if anybody came in my face, we fighting. I was mad. You understand? I was waiting for somebody to do something so I can have a problem, because I was in pain and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to deal with the pain. You understand? And sometimes it might be wrong, you know, that you're saying to yourself, anybody do anything, you're going X, Y, and Z, but you don't understand the pain men have. A lot of guys deal with a lot of issues in life, and it's unresolved issues. And they don't have no outlets to deal with these issues. But to hear about your mom passing away, man, and then somebody cracking a dumb joke, or even saying something about your mom in a disrespectful way, when normally when you guys play and crack jokes, it might be cool, but that was the wrong time to crack that joke. It can be very bad for you, you know? And I remember my supervisor, he pulled up. He was wondering, because people were calling the supervisor. You know, the snitches on the job, they always calling. And, you know, they were telling him, yeah, I'm not working, blah, blah, blah. Nobody knew about my situation, but people were there doing things. And I said to myself, if I go in this person's face, I'm going to go to prison, because you don't know what you're talking about right now. I just lost my mom and you over here snitching on me. So the supervisor pulled up and he looked at me. He saw the way I was looking, and he's wise. He's not no a-hole. He's smart. He looked and he knew something was wrong. So he sat right next to me and he was like, you good? Something's going on, right? And he just kind of just stood there and was like, and he felt the vibe. He knew how to choose his words rightly. He's like, you want to talk about it, bro? And I just like, yo, my mom's just passed away, man. It's like, yo, say less, man. It's like, yo, go clock out. You know what I'm saying? You need any help, support, whatever the case is, just hit me up. Let me know what you need. Take as many days as you want. You know, go take care of your business. Go be with your family, man. You know, you can't be here right now. You should have never came in, you know. I was like, all right. And I just got up and he was like, it's going to be okay, man. He said, hey, I've been there. I know exactly what you're going through. You know what I'm saying? Just take it easy. It is what it is. Just remember the good times. And so to the brother, you got to remember the good times of Mom Duke, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I think about my mom all the time, bro. If my mom was still alive right now, she'll be in this house. I got an extra room in the house. She'll have that room right now. That'll be her room. That was the plan. The plan was to get out of New York and get my mom into a house, bro. You know what I mean? I didn't fulfill the plan, but I got out, but I wanted her to be there too, because I knew that she was going to pass, but I was trying to hurry up the process to get out so that she could be in a house. You know what I mean? Because she passed at my brother's house. I wanted her to be in a whole new environment. And I was trying my best to get everything situated, but it was taking too long. So the best thing you can do, man, is remember the good times. Not just the happy moments, but the times where mom gave you advice about life, on how to move, how to, live your life to the best of your abilities. Now is the time to focus on those goals that you always said you was going to accomplish. Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things as a man you wanted to do for your mom. Things that you did for your mom. Times you had to sacrifice. None of it was in vain. You did your job, man. You showed your mom love when probably nobody was showing her love. Your sister probably showed a lot of love. That's what matters right now. I don't know what's going on in your family, what's going on with relatives. Sometimes we got issues, sometimes we don't. It is what it is. If you're fortunate to have a tight-knit family where everybody is supportive of one another, that's a blessing. And it's something that is going to be needed. You're going to need to have a support base of cousins and siblings that can be there when you have those moments where it's like, damn, mom is really gone, bro. Mom is gone, because you're going to have to deal with her personal belongings, what to throw away, what to keep. You got to go through all of this stuff. And it's like, just looking at it, her dress, her shoes, it's just going to hit you again. The tears are going to start to flow. You're going to see pictures of you when you was a kid, and it's going to really mess you up. Then when you got to get back at work, now you're thinking about all the other stuff. It's going to be a lot to deal with. It's going to be a lot to deal with, y'all. So, again, condolences to that brother's family during this difficult time. It's just something that we don't want to even know about, because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to turn to, because all the people I was turning to, they never had these issues. All the people I tried to talk to, their mom was still alive, their dad was still alive, so they don't understand the pain. It's difficult to try to talk to people about a situation and they don't have no experience with this. But it's one thing when you're a person who experienced this kind of loss, you can relate to it. I can relate to what that brother is dealing with right now. You gotta cry, bro. Cry, man. You gotta shed those tears, bro. You gotta do it. Don't try to be ultra strong, no, let them tears flow. Let them flow. Hold your mom. Love on your mom, bro. Trust me, I done been there. I know what that is, bro. And I don't know the brother personally, but I know what it's like when you lose your mom. I know what that's like, man. I'm thinking about my mom while I'm doing this live, bro. While I'm doing this live, I'm thinking about my mom, bro. I'm feeling his pain. You see what I'm saying? I'm feeling that brother's pain. Because I know what that's like. If you don't know what that's like, you won't understand, man. You won't understand. I spoke to my mom 2 days before she passed. She sounded strong. She wanted me to bring some things. She wanted to see the kids. Had everything planned. Get over there, she gone. Whole world turned upside down. I guarantee you that brother was making plans with his mom. He was making plans. He had plans of things he wanted to do. You know, springtime, weather's nice. And then this happens. I don't know how she died. Maybe he'll tell me. But my mom died of cancer. You know what I mean? Cancer took her out. It's just crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. She was always a good mom. And I'm sure that this brother's mom was always there taking care of the family, man. It's those memories that's going to keep you going, man. When mom used to make them pancakes, bro, in the morning. And you remember the flavor. And sometimes it would wake you up. Remember them days? When mom used to make breakfast, bro. A lot of us that lost our parents, we remember those times. And see, it's those things, man, that make me a good father. It's those things that really keep me on point. Is remember that I have a mission to accomplish. I'm here. I'm alive. To that brother, you're alive. You're here for a reason. Your mom gave birth to you. You're here for a reason. You have to make her proud. You have to keep moving on, bro. Remember, you got a life too. What would she want? She would want you to be strong in the sense of taking care of yourself, taking care of the family, being that man that you're supposed to be. You know what I mean? I don't know if you got kids. Your kids is your priority. You should know that already. I don't got to tell you that. Any man know his priority is to take care of them kids. But there's certain things that mom have always been doing. And when she's gone, you know, and especially if you got kids, they're going to want to know where grandma at. Now you got to explain that, you know, grandma's in a better place. You know? And that's why I always tell people, man, take photos. Take photos of your folks, your pops. Hang out with your dad. Have a beer, chill, watch the game. Take your dad out somewhere. Take your mom out somewhere. Have that as a memory. You're going to need it. Tell them that you love them. Tell them thank you for all that you have done for me. I know sometimes, Mom, I've been a pain in the ass. Dad, I know sometimes I disappointed you. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I didn't do my chores. I disappointed you here and there, but I got a lot of love and respect for you, fam. You guys did everything possible to give me an opportunity in this world. Some of y'all let your parents down. Some of y'all did the bad. And you think that you failed at life. No. Dust yourself off, man. Stop feeling guilty. Stop beating yourself up. And just remember what the instructions were. And then go do them. You know? Now is the time to be positive. It's nothing wrong with going through those moments where you start tearing up and you start feeling those emotions. That's normal. Let that, you know, happen. That's a part of it. That shows that you love your mom. When you feel those feelings and you feel like you want to cry and the tears are building up and you start having the memories, that prove you love your mom. You love your dad. Because there's some people that are cold-hearted. It's like they don't even care. Their folks passed away and they move on. And it's like nothing. But you got love for your mom. And it's that love that's going to keep you going. Because that's what she would want you to do. You got to think about, Mom passed away. What would she want me to do right now? She would want you to move forward, take care of yourself. You're going to grieve. You're going to cry. You're going to have those times. And sometimes You got to be there for other people. Maybe your sister might need you. Maybe your sister might take it more difficult than you. You might need to be strong for her. You might need to be strong for other siblings that they just can't deal with it, bro. They gonna lose their mind, man. And you got to be there for them. Just like I'm trying to be there for you. You got to be there for them. Somebody got to be strong in this house. Because if Mom Duke passed away, what are we going to do now? Fam, all sorts of people in my family done died, bro. Grandmothers, uncles, aunts. Fam, I could give you a laundry list of people. Cousins, all sorts of people passed away, bro. And when I think about all of them, man, I'm like, damn, yo, they all gone, bro. Life is short. Life can be rough, but it also could be beautiful. That's why we got to take advantage of the time that we have right now. You know, rather than arguing and fighting all day and being jealous and hateful, sometimes we got to look at life for what it is, man. Look at the good, you know? So I hope that brother stayed strong. Again, you got to let it out. Those emotions, you got to let that out. That pain that you feel, you got to let that out. You got to cry. That's the therapy. It's healthy. A lot of times as men, we've been taught men don't cry. That's a lie. That's a lie. You got to hold your mom's hand. You got to shed those tears. You got to talk to your mom. You got to pour out from the heart. Apologize to your mom for things that you've done. Let it all out. It's healthy. It's a good thing. She knows. She understands. Trust and believe that, dog. She knows. And she know that you're hurting. She knows that it's burning you up. It's breaking you up inside. You know? A whole river gonna come out of your eyes, bro. Trust and believe that. You're gonna shed a lot of tears. You know? And once you do all of that, you got to talk to God, bro. You got to ask God for strength. Because without him, you ain't nothing, man. You know? You got to talk to the Most High, bro. You got to talk to the Most High. You know, I don't know your mom personally. I don't know you personally. But I know you hit me up. Yo, bro, I need some encouragement, dog. I feel honored. I feel honored to make this video. You know what I'm saying? I feel honored to make this video because I know what that feels like. I feel like I'm the right person to talk to you. I know you love your mom, bro, just like I love mine. Just keep those memories alive. Go back to the photos. Go back to the videos. You know? Keep her in your memory. Talk about her. That's what's going to give you strength. That's how you know God is in your life. That's how you know. Because if you didn't have a heart, you won't have no feelings. You wouldn't even care. You know? Those of you that never lost your mom, never lost your pops, visit them. Visit your mom. Hug your mom. Whatever drama you have with your mom, end all of that drama, fam. It ain't worth it, bro. Your mom or your dad passed away and y'all were beefing or had some disagreement, fam, it's gonna hurt you bad, bro. Don't let that day come, dog. Don't do it, bro. I know some of us, man, we have issues with our parents. Sometimes we don't talk, bro. We haven't seen each other in years, man. Don't let that happen to you, bro. It's gonna eat you alive, bro. You're gonna have so much regret. End all of that mess, bro. Contact your folks. Tell your mom you're sorry. Even if she did you dirty, bro. Even if you came from an abusive home, dog. Even if you've been through challenges in life that has a lot of trauma and issues that you deal with today, and you blame your father, you blame your mom, you gotta overcome those demons, bro. Because the day they close their eyes, bro, you're gonna be sitting there. You're gonna be so angry with yourself. Because you're gonna be like, why I never mended the relationship? Why I let it go this far to the point where she passed or he passed and I never got to restore our relationship. The scripture says to honor thy mother and thy father. Honor thy mother and thy father. It even talks about how you'll have long life. We got to honor our mother and father. Regardless, man. You don't think the Most High know you feel in pain? You don't think he know? To all the relatives of this brother who lost his mom, I don't know y'all situation. I don't know what kind of family issues or whatever, but all of that needs to stop. Whatever y'all got going on, it needs to stop. You need to restore whatever issues, beefs, whatever family drama. That stuff needs to stop. Everybody's getting older, fam. We not kids no more, fam. A lot of us is in our 30s, 40s, and 50s, 60s. And our folks are passing away. You know? We got to really restore back family. So that these kids that are coming up can see their cousins. And play and have what we had when we were growing up. It's bad today. A lot of our kids don't even got no cousins to visit. If you folks in the clouds really pay attention, you know I'm telling the truth. A lot of your kids don't even have cousins to go visit because your family have totally separated themselves from one another. That's how bad it'd be. You know? So, it's crazy, man. You know, shout out to Chef. You know what I'm saying? I remember you had your situation. I remember that. You know. I remember what you've been through, so you know. You know the pain. You know. A lot of you that lost your folks, you understand that. You know it's not a time to be playing. That's why I tried to be as respectful as I can to the brother. If he don't want his mom plastered on the screen, so be it. It is what it is. He want to be anonymous. So what? We just going to do what we got to do. You know, I know he's busy taking care of business, doing what he got to do. You know, I don't want to get in the way. Just like I didn't want nobody to get in the way in my situation, but I was looking for encouragement. I was looking for a word, something to keep me going from losing my mind. You know, there's going to be times you're going to have a beer and you're just going to be there just chilling, reminiscing. That's perfectly fine. As long as you don't get into abuse in terms of over drinking and just, you know, you don't want to go there because then it can get messy. But if you need a drink to relax, calm your nerves, cry, there's nothing wrong with that. Do it. You know? That's what you need. Even the scriptures talk about that. The Bible talks about that, guys. There's scripture in the Bible that says, give a man strong drink so that he can forget about his misery. When you're going through hard times, sometimes you need a drink to make you forget your pain. They used to even do this during war, where a man is shot down. He's literally in pain. They give him a drink so he can forget his pain, forget his misery, because he's suffering. Just don't overdo it. And make sure all the people that you're around are people that actually care about you. Don't be around people that never was there. Be around real brothers, strong brothers that been rocking with you day ones, that will stop everything they're doing. Because see, when the brother hit me up after the live stream, I was going to get something to eat, and I went and lay down, bro, and I was knocked out, had a little nap. Then when I got up, I was like, oh snap, the brother hit me up about the video thing. Well, he ain't hit me up to ask for a video, he asked for encouragement. I wanted to do something in the public where it affects everybody, because this is a serious thing. Ain't no telling who else lost their mom today. Ain't no telling who's watching this show and they lost their mom today. Ain't no telling. So this is in love and memory, man, to all the mothers out there that we lost. You know what I mean? And the fathers. Right? Because it's like, man, you feel alone when mom is not there, bro. It's a different feeling. Mom and dad is gone, bro. You realize you on your own, dog. You on your own, man. You're really alone, bro. Because, man, I tell you, man, my mom helped me out so much. There have been times, bro, when I was in my early 20s, man. Because you know how it is, man. You want to get out the crib. You want to go do your own thing. We was pretty much on our own, doing our thing. And, man, we had some struggles, bro. We had some struggles, man. It was either the rent or buy food. And there been times, man, we had to pay the rent, didn't have no food, dog. See, I can talk to you good people and be as transparent as I want, because I'm free. You know what I mean? I'm not up on these YouTube streets acting like everything is always perfect, bro. No, I've been through. And my mom came through, bro. Imagine that, bro. You're in your early 20s struggling. Struggling to pay your bills, struggling with rent. Didn't have no food, bro. Had to pay the rent. I never called my mom, bro, for no help. God would send my mom, bro. Knock the door. Boom, 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 boom. Have bags of groceries and stuff. Have the grocery guy is there bringing up the groceries. I never asked her for nothing. Who told her that I was struggling? God told her that. She just knew. I'm like, wow. Bunch of groceries, fam. Like $400, $500 worth of groceries, man. And you know how many times she came through like that, man, similar in different situations where I never asked her for nothing. She just knew to show up. She was that type of woman who showed up for everybody's family. She was the neighborhood mom. She was mom for all the kids coming up. She fed everybody. Anybody needed a plate, she had a hot plate for them. All the bad kids in the community that nobody wanted to talk to or be around, my mom was their mom. They all respected my mom. The bad kids, the kids that people would look at and be like, they're nothing. Get out of here. No, when they came around the house, they respected my mom because she made sure they were fed. If they needed a pair of shoes, she made sure she got them a pair of shoes. And I'm sure that this brother's mom had similar traits where she would do for the neighborhood's kids, do for other family members, give them her last dollar. You know, that's how my mom was, man. She would give you her last dollar, man. I really love my mom, man. I miss my mom. I really do. And sometimes I wonder why I'm still here. Because I'm telling you, man, it's just something that we go through. We go through these things, and it's important that you overcome. You don't want to stay stuck. You want to be able to move on. Not saying forget mom. You have to always remember your mom, but you want to be able to learn from this situation, move on, be strong. Your mom's spirit will always be with you. Your dad's spirit will always be there. But you got to move on. They would want you to move on. They would want you to pursue your goals and overcome other challenges. Don't let what happened put you in a binding situation where you can't move. You want to be able to move forward and make progress. You know? But make sure you have photos of your mom. Get a frame. Put pictures of your mom up. You know? Put them on the wall. Put "Love you, Mom" on the wall. So when you walk past the hall and you see the sign and you see your mom on the wall, it says "Love you, Mom." You know what I mean? Do stuff like that. See, a lot of men out there don't have my spirit. A lot of men out there don't have love for their parents because of bitterness, things they've been through. I'm warning you guys. If you're a man or a woman and you have a bitter spirit towards your mom and pops, you gotta stop. You gotta stop that, fam. Don't let them close their eyes, man, and you ain't resolved those issues with your folks. They may not have been perfect. You gotta always give them grace, guys. Just like how you struggle in life to take care of your kids, if you have kids, you dealt with job loss, paying your bills, trying to script and save. You had to put items back in the grocery line. We all been there, guys. I struggle just like you, even till today. People be looking at me now thinking I'm rich and I'm wealthy. Bro, I struggle just like you, bro. Same way. I got to figure out how a bill gonna get paid. Same way. If my videos are not doing good, I'm not getting no views. I got to figure out how I'm gonna do what I got to do, guys. See, I'm the only one that's transparent with you while everybody else is fake. You see the difference? You got to be real about yourself. You got to be real, people. The worst kind of person to be is a fake person. Be real about your emotions. Be real about life. Have forgiveness in your heart for your parents. I know some of you been in situations where, maybe dad wasn't the best dad, but understand he did the best he could do. Look, guys, when I was a kid, my mom was on crack cocaine, bro. My mom was on drugs, fam. She got caught up on drugs. And she was always a good mom. But when she was on drugs, she was a whole different person. Like a zombie, bro. Anybody that grew up during the crack epidemic, you know what I'm talking about. You had uncles, fathers, mothers, aunts, all on drugs. That was the drug choice at the parties. She was a working drug addict. She would go to work and then be on drugs for 2 days. Then become, back to herself. And it was like this on and off thing. So I know about the struggles that people go through. I never blame my mom for the hard times because she was on drugs. I loved my mom even when she was on drugs. Even Pac said the same thing about his mom. You see what I mean? He still called her a black queen. See that? Anybody disrespected my mom when I was a kid, they get dealt with. They got dealt with. Because people only talk about people's mothers because they want to hurt you. They have no souls. And there's a special place in hell for them. But she eventually got free from drugs. She found the church. She found religion. She got connected to Jesus Christ, cleaned up her life, got into church, got into prayers. And I believe it's those prayers that really got her delivered. And when she finally got free, it's like she was living her life. She was better. She started to grow. And she was very youthful, very, very youthful for her age. She was very youthful. She was the star of the community. Everybody loved her. And cancer came. It's crazy how when you're trying to do right, then something else comes that's bad. And I don't know what this brother's situation is like with his mom. I don't know. Maybe she was on the straight and narrow, started getting her health in order. Everything probably was good. And then something happened. It always happens like that. But all I can say, fam, is we here for you. Those of us that had lost parents, we know what it is. I wanted to do this video in honor of your mom. I know you love your mom, sir. I know you love your mom. Again, bro, shed those tears. Shed them in front of everybody. Doesn't matter who's around. Don't be ashamed. That's your mom, dog. That's Mom Duke. That's mom, bro. You feeling something inside, bro. You got to let it out. You know what I mean? It's going to get better. You're going to be a stronger man now. If you got kids, you're going to be a better father. It teaches you something. It teaches you about life. It teaches you the importance of what being a man is all about, fam. You know? Because you got to take the baton and you got to move forward. You got to be strong for the rest of the family. You're a man. You got to be strong for your sisters. You got to be strong for brothers if you have other brothers. I don't know if you're the elder brother or the younger brother. Either way, you still got to be strong for everybody. You know? So I'm going to wrap this up, guys. To the brother, if you need anything, man, you know what I'm saying, hit me up. You need to talk behind the scenes, whatever the case is. I'll stop whatever I'm doing to talk. To everybody else out there that may have lost a mom today, condolences to you and your families. Because I'm pretty sure some of you may have lost a mom recently. And you don't have nobody to talk to. And I try to do these videos for the viewers, the people who support the platform when we have a loss in a family. Because it's my way of giving back to that viewer something that they can use every day, something that they could play when they're going through, and they can hear those words and it can lift their spirit again. You know? Hang those pictures up of Mom Duke on your wall, fam. If you got videos, put together a little video collection of mom greatest moments. The bloopers, the laughs, the comedy, the funny times, the fun times, the sad times, every time. Put it all together in one compilation. And just kind of have a beer and just sit down and watch the show and just reminisce on mom. And let it strengthen you. You'll tear up, you'll shed tears, but believe it or not, you're being strengthened while that's happening. You're being strengthened. Because everything your mom taught you as a young boy, it's in you. You're built up, you're equipped. And it's going to teach you a lot about life. It doesn't matter what age you are as a man, you're still that little boy to mom. You're still her boy. You're still that son. And she's expecting you to fulfill your purpose, your call. the thing you were born to do. Your mom been through hell and hot waters so that you could be here right now. There have been tough decisions she had to make, and you're here. Got to be thankful to God for that. None of us would be here if our mom didn't go through what she had to go through. She been through a lot. She sacrificed a lot. You know? So, again, condolences to everybody that lost a mom, a dad. Those of you that still grieving. Those of you that don't have nobody to talk to. Let this video help you. Let this video help you to reminisce on the good times so that you can be at peace, you know? So that's all I'm going to say, guys. Anytime I have videos like this, it reminds me of my mom. I get teary-eyed and whatnot. And it just goes to show, man, there's more to life than death. All the people that we lost, we're going to see them again. We're going to see them again, fam. Definitely. And the reason why you know you are is when you shed those tears, there's a connection. You could feel their spirit. You know that you're going to meet them again. It's one thing when somebody is wicked and you don't have no care from somebody that there's a connection with. So that's all I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all have a blessed day. Drive safe if you're on the road. Again, condolences to that brother Carl, his sister, family. Be at peace. And I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Yeah. So that's about it, guys. Rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Ringo TV Reactions, we salute you. Y'all take care. Make sure you hit that like button. We out of here. Peace and blessings. We out.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/RingoTVRaw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth, 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.